So good morning everyone. Good morning class 12 and Shubho Novoborsho to all of you. May this year bring lot of happiness and prosperity to your life, and may you prosper in every field. May this year brings the end of this coronavirus, and be happy, be joyful, and take care of yourself and your parents, right? Because you know that this is again a time of turmoil. Again the infections are going very high. Every day we are hearing that some of our dear and rear one, they are getting affected. So you have to be very careful. So you have to also take care of your parents, right? Okay. So with this, we will start today's class after I just take your attendance. Just wait a minute. Roshni, Kunal, Meghna, Mitadru, Piyusha, Preruna, Roshni, Sanjeevani, Shritama, Sneha, Shomshubhro and Shomita. Okay, so today we have today till now Meghna, Sanjeevani, Shritama, Shomshubhro, Shomita, Piyusha, Preruna, Mitadru, Sneha, Roshni, Kunal and Jennifer. Right? So fine. So let us start our class today. Yes, to everyone, Shubho Novoborsho, and let us start today's class. So last day I have stopped before the social difference, that is a topic number 4. So today we will try to understand the social differences of Harappan civilization, right? Okay. So social differences, what is the meaning of these two words, that is social differences? Actually social differences means that you know that in today's world also there are social differences, like the poor people, rich people, middle class people, right? So this is the social differences, and the social differences was based on economy. How much money you have in your pocket, that actually decided in which society you will belong, right? If you have very less amount of money, you don't have your house, you don't have your proper clothes, then you are poor. But if you have a moderate house, if you have moderate looking clothes, then you are middle class. And if you have a hi-fi kind of a house, cars, bikes, everything, and you wear very costly things, you have costly materials at your home, you have very costly computers, costly mobile phones, costly TV, everything which is very, very expensive, then you belong to the high social status, right? So basically the social status depends on how much you earn, right? And I think all of you know that in ancient India, depending on what type of work you do, depending on what type of role you play in the society, depending on that, the society used to divide the total population. It was known as the Varna system. We will study about Varna system later on, right? The Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. We will study that later on. But like that, whether in Harappan civilization there was a social difference or not. As I told you, every time I am telling that the Harappan civilization is based on archaeological sources. From an archaeological source you can understand that this is a palace, this is a great bath, this is a warehouse. But social differences, how people used to understand, how you can understand that part from the archaeology? Yes, the archaeologists, they have used two methods. They have used two methods to understand that whether there was a social differences or not. The two differences, the two strategies or the two ways by which the archaeologists have studied, have proved that there was a social difference was: number one, study of burials, and number two, it is the luxuries. It is the luxuries. Okay. Now I will talk about the burials first. Okay. Burials. What happens? What is a burial? Burial means a place where after death the dead body is lying and you cover that place with soil. It is a burial. Burial ground, graveyard. Till today, the Hindu religion people, they don't have burial ground, they have cremation ground. They burn the dead body. But if you go for Islam and Christianity, they bury, right? So in Harappan civilization also, we have found, or the historians or the archaeologists, they have found burials. So first of all, it is clear that the Harappans, they used to bury their dead. And now in their types of burying or types of burial grounds, the archaeologists have come to one conclusion, right? What is the conclusion? That generally there was a pit, a hole dug in the soil, in the earth. There the dead body was laid. This was a normal scenario, and you covered the hole with the soil. But in some burials, the burials were made with bricks. The burial floor, the burial wall was made of bricks. So by making a burial ground by brick, you need to have money, right? That means you are preserving the dead body for 1 or 2 days, you are digging the pit, then you are making it with bricks, then you putting the dead body and covering it, right? One. Secondly, in many of the Harappan burials, archaeologists have found many things. What are these? These are products used by this particular man or woman. Like you have read about Egyptian civilization. I know that most of you have read about Egyptian civilization. They have built huge pyramids, and the pyramids were full of gold, jewelry, furnitures, everything. Why? Because the Egyptians, they used to believe in afterlife. What is afterlife? Afterlife means, actually till today we don't know that what happens after death. Where will the soul go? Where will this man go? We are burning the body, we are burying the dead body, but where this soul is going, we don't know. So in earlier times, in ancient times, people of Egyptian civilization and the Harappan civilization, they believed that after death, another life starts. So after death another life starts, and in that life nobody has gone and come back. So those who have gone, they have gone. So as they have gone to their life, if they need something, how will we provide? How will we provide those things? So that is the idea, that with the burials you give all those products which was used by this particular human being. It can be vessels, it can be anything, it can be jewelries, anything, right? So in Harappan civilization also, in some of the burials, the archaeologists have found very cheap products, and in some of the burials they have found a little bit costly materials. So in those burials the archaeologists have found costly materials. It was clear to them that it was a burial of a rich man or a rich woman, right? And in those burials where only simple cheap materials were found, they were the poor or the normal people, right? So by studying the burials, the archaeologists have understood that yes, there was a social difference. And very interesting that in Harappan burials, the historians have found jewelries, especially gold and semi-precious jewelries were there, okay? And in those jewelries, in those semi-precious stone jewelries, there was no distinction. Means the men and women both used to wear jewelries. They had a practice of wearing jewelries, right? So burial is one of the strategies through which you can understand the social difference in Harappan civilization, right? Now the second one. The second one is the luxuries. What is luxuries? Luxuries means costly items, expensive products. Now not about burials. The archaeologists, they have studied every house of the Harappan civilization, every field of the Harappan civilization, and they have made two broad categories of the products they have found in Harappan civilization. One they have categorized as utilitarian. Utilitarian, which means which had some utility, some use was there, and this utilitarian products were commonly used vessels, commonly used jewelries, commonly used tools made of common, cheap and local material, which means that jewelries made of common, cheap, local materials, vessels, plates, glass, bowls made of common, cheap, local materials like clay or stone. These were the things which every human being, every household, they used to need. And in every house, this type of material was available, which means it is a utility one, it is a utilitarian one, right? So everybody is having, so there is no exception. But some were luxuries, which means that in some of the houses, in some of the fields, in some of the places, the archaeologists have found products made of costly materials like gold, like semi-precious stones, like one product which is known as faience. Faience is very costly material. Why? Because to make faience, you have to burn the sand. In sand, you know, there is silica, right? And you have to burn that sand with a different color and mix it, make a liquid form, and then you make products from that. It is called faience. So you can understand that to make products from faience, you need to have a complicated process. And as you have a complicated process, the products which were made by faience, it was costly. So when the archaeologists have found gold, semi-precious stones and faience products in some of the Harappan civilization houses, they understood it very clearly that yes, there was a social difference. There was a social difference which depended on economy, which depended on money. It's very obvious that if you want to buy gold vessels, semi-precious stone, jewelries, faience, potteries, then you need to have. If you have money, that means you are rich than rest of the people, right? Is it clear? Any questions? Any questions and doubt? Any questions and doubts? Okay, another thing which we will study today, that is finding about craft production. What is that? Which means that Harappan civilization is known for its craft. That's why the name of your chapter is Beads, Bones and Bricks. They used to build, the Harappan people used to build beautiful beads, beautiful shell ornaments, beautiful craft products. And the craft centers were like Chanhudarom, were like Lothal. These were the places where all these craft productions were done. And the crafts production, the beads were made with different semi-precious stones like lapis lazuli, which is a blue colored stone, like carnelian, which is a red color stone, like agate, agate is a yellow and whitish color stone, then so many like this. So these stones were burnt, were put together, then polished, then designs were made and beautiful jewelries were made by the Harappan people. And near the sea coast areas like Lothal, Nageshwar, all these places, the Harappans, they used to have seashell jewelry sections. They used to make seashell jewelries. They used to cut the seashells into different pieces, different shapes, and they used to make the jewelries, the garlands, earrings, then bangles. Lots and lots of crafts were produced. Not only these crafts were used in Harappan civilization, but these crafts were also exported to other civilizations like Mesopotamia, like Sumer, like Egypt. Because in Egypt, in Sumer, in Mesopotamian civilization, the archaeologists have found the jewelries of Harappan civilization. The same product which has been found in Harappan civilization, similar product have been found in Sumer. How this was possible? Because from Harappan civilization, traders and businessmen, they have gone to Sumer, they have gone to Egypt, they have gone to these places and they have sold it. So they used to produce it, they used to export it. So from this information that they used to produce craft and they used to export it, what another information we are getting about the Harappan civilization? what another information we are getting? Any idea? My class? Any idea? That I am telling that they were producing different crafts and were selling it outside the civilization. With this two information, what we can understand about this civilization? Any guesses? Okay, Sanjeevani is typing. Let me see what she is typing. Anyone else? Shom Shubro, Meghna, Roshni, Shomita, Sneha, Prerna, Jennifer, Shritama. Anything which is coming into your head? Let me see. I am again repeating. See, I am telling the Harappans were producing, they formed a sophisticated trade system. Yes, definitely this is one information that we are getting, that as they are producing and they are exporting, they had a very sophisticated and modern trading system. Yes, very good. But another one very small, related to the production. Okay, let me tell you that they were industrialized, right? When you export something outside your country, when you export something outside your civilization, you need to produce that in a huge amount, right? And when you producing something in a huge amount, it's like an industry, and as it's like an industry, you need industry as well as trade, right? So what we can understand from the craft production purpose, that they had a very efficient industry with a trading system, right? Okay, I'll stop here today. Any questions? Let me see. Any questions? Okay, fine. So I'll stop here. Next day we will continue from the next. Okay, goodbye.